Hi, Sam. Do you want to follow me back today?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better. Yes.
So, what brings you in today?
Well, my husband recommended that I come to see you um, because since I had the baby, things have just been very stressful in the house. Um, the kids, myself, I'm not like I used to be with the other pregnancies and the other babies. The house is just dirty, filthy. I don't have the energy to do anything. I'm sleeping most of the time. I've lost weight after having the baby. Um, and he's right. I do feel depressed. I don't feel up to par.
Okay. When did you have this baby?
Oh, the baby is 8 months old.
Oh,
Back.
congratulations.
Thank you.
So, what you're experiencing now is different than your past pregnancies or
Oh,
postpartum?
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Usually I'm energetic. I'll carry the kids. I had my schedule. But since since the baby, I just don't have the energy. I just feel not sad all the times, but I have no energy to do anything. I can barely even cook. The house is dirty. He pretty much comes in and have to wash the baby bottles and
Hmm.
laundry and things like that. And so we've been fighting a lot on that.
Oh, well, that's not good. So, well, do you have any mental illness with yourself or with your family?
Not that I know of, no. No, not that I've been diagnosed with, no. No, I've really pretty much before this period had a productive life, engaging, um, social, usually
Hmm.
the light of the party. And since I had the baby, I just feel like not myself, just really
Yeah.
black down.
How many other children do you have?
I have four other children.
Four other children. So, this might be a personal question, but was this pregnancy planned or unplanned?
It was planned. It was planned. We always wanted to have a large family.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
after we had the baby and all this going on, just rethinking, that was this really the right decision? Was this really
Right.
what I wanted to do?
Right. So, what kind of feelings are you feeling towards the new baby? Are you feeling a connection? Are you feeling disconnected? Are you excited and eager to take care of the baby when it needs it? Because 8 months old, they need your care around the clock, right?
Or tell me about needing my care around the clock. It's like um, he doesn't think that it's a difficult baby. I think it's a difficult baby. I think I'm biased about it. I'm just always tired. If the baby doesn't sleep, I just take it so personal. I'm on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of disengaged. I'd rather play with the other kids than actually like take care of the baby. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
had the energy, if I was up, I will play with the other kids rather than take care of the baby.
Okay. So, how about, are you getting any sleep?
Or sleep is tough. How can you get? I don't get sleep. Even when the baby is sleeping, it's not that the baby is up all the time. Even when the baby is sleeping, I just can't find myself relaxed enough to sleep. My mind is just wandering off.
Right.
It's just tense. I just feel overwhelmed and clustered with all these things going on.
Are you taking the time to take care of yourself, getting nutrition, adequate, fluids and food in your body? I don't know if you exercise, but if you do, are you still able to do that?
No, no, I just don't have the energy to do the things I used to do. Those
Okay.
are all things that I used to be meticulous about my presentation, how I look, even if I wasn't going to work or anything. I was one of those that get up and take a shower, change, clean the house, put makeup on just to sit and watch TV. That was just me. And now I'm lucky if I can even change out of my pajama clothes,
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any substances involved, any alcohol or drugs, either with you, your husband, close family members?
No, that's one thing that my husband has been also talking about is the fact that I've been um, drinking a little bit here and there, and I'm breastfeeding.
Okay.
He is up for no alcohol. So,
Mm-hmm.
but again, sometimes if I can't sleep at night, I've been trying to numb the pain, numb the feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and the thoughts. The thoughts are usually what gets me. So I've been drinking alcohol. It's not like I kind of doze off or get away with that for a little bit, but the feelings and the thoughts come back real nice and fresh after. So
Okay. So now a lot of people kind of look at me funny when I ask these questions I'm about to ask you, but this is just part of the process into making sure that, I can have safety with all my patients. But do you ever think about self-harm, either, for yourself or harming anybody else, like your children, your husband? Do you ever get any of those thoughts?
yes, I do. More so this time around than when the baby was younger. Mind you, this all started like I brought the baby home, and it's just I was happy in the hospital. I brought the baby home, and everything just seems like it fell apart the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just started rethinking and regretting, trying to revisit, how I plan to take care of all these kids, how I plan to be there, strong and resilient, like I've always been. And it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to the point that I feel like I want to walk away from it. I want to run away from it. So I started having all these thoughts and these feelings and plans
So
sometimes
what kind of thoughts do you have towards the baby? Is it just the baby you're having these thoughts with?
with myself, resentment. I have resentment.
What about do you have any harming thoughts?
No, I just feel as if my husband would take care of the baby,
Mm-hmm.
I don't I haven't really thought about harming the baby. Well, I have thought about it. I have thought about that, if he really wasn't there, I was able to schedule before um before the baby. I was able to manage my schedule and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And since the baby came, I'm not able to, so I blame him. I have that resentment
Mm-hmm.
and everything is kind of not really nice because it's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
However, he's the cause of all this.
Right. Do you have any direct thoughts that you want to put harm onto this baby?
Yeah.
And do you have a plan to do that, or any ideas or
No,
thoughts on how that?
I haven't had a plan, but I've had a thought. Um, One time he was crying so much, I just plumped him in the crib and I just walked away.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well,
and then,
sometimes that's what you need to do. So sometimes it's better to put the baby down and just take a minute for yourself so you can get your composure and then go back and care for the needs, as long as the baby is placed in the crib and it's the baby's safe. um they can cry it out for a little bit. That's You're not really doing any harm. um and that's a safer thing to do than doing something or acting on a different behavior.
yeah, I've been having my oldest son and daughter have been kind of feeling the pinch too, like they're not able to do their homework because I'm like, go take care of your brother. It's your brother. Go take care of your
Hmm.
brother. So
So kind of delegating some
I've just
chores
been,
to them.
yeah, and it's not fair to because they're not doing their homework and I'm not even checking their homework. My husband get late from work, so it's like we're getting all this now meeting to meet the parents, the teacher in school, why the kids are not doing so well and things like that. So it's
Hmm.
just all around. I'm just getting the attacks from all around, and I just really want to walk away from it or
Okay.
have the baby out. If the baby could leave, I think that it will resolve some of my problems. Or if I wasn't there, that will resolve the problems too.
Do you take any medications as of now? Any daily medications or?
No, well, I have because it was a C-section. I have a Motrin that they were giving me for pain,
Mhm.
so I take that.
But nothing you take for your mood or
N-
for uh, any sort of emotional feelings?
no,
No.
no.
So in coming here, what is your main goal? What do you want to establish today, or what do you want to work on?
To help
Do you
this,
want to, are you looking to resolve these negative feelings? Are you looking for techniques, or what's the solution that you're looking for?
I'm here today pretty much to just get these thoughts out of my mind. Help me get these thoughts out of my mind, because if not, I'm just gonna drown. Help me find a way to resolve all this, whether the baby's staying or I'm staying, but something gotta give.
So you're recognizing you're having negative thoughts. That's the problem.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if you um so there's a couple of ways we can do this. Do you feel safe to go home and care for your children? Do you feel like you're in danger, or your children's safety, or that they're in danger as well being with you, or?
I feel safe going home.
Yeah.
Well, right now, talking to you, I feel safe going
Okay.
home. Um, but do I want to go home and take care of them? No. It's like sometimes I'll drive my car if I go out, and I'll park my car in the garage and just sit there, because it's like if I walked in, everything just opens up again. It's like,
Hmm.
you open the door, all the problems are still there, everything is right there waiting again for you. So
So you need a break or a vacation.
I do.
So we can go about this a couple of ways. You mentioned that you feel safe going home, so you can do so. I'm not concerned at this moment for anybody's safety. Can that change? It certainly can. In the moment that it changes, I need you to recognize that so that you can call me or this office, because we have an after hour. If I'm not available, if it's after hours, we have on-call doctors after hours, that you can voice your thoughts or your feelings to. I can also provide you with number to PES services, which is psychiatric emergency services. They could do an evaluation and assessment right over the phone and determine if you need to come in and see someone and be evaluated, or if they already know that from over the phone, they can get you help right away.
Okay.
um, so I can let you go home as long as we have the understanding that this is our treatment plan, that you would call and utilize your resources in the moment, that if you need to, if these thoughts come over you where you feel unsafe, you are concerned for your children's safety being with you and your care, that you would tell someone.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I can
So
do.
if we can do that, so we can continue to see each other on an outpatient basis like we're doing now, we can work on some techniques to help you kind of separate this problem, recognize that the problem is not, we all have problems. The problem is not you. So let's separate yourself from the problem, and we can work on techniques to try to help alleviate these negative feelings and think together some realistic ways that we could kind of move things around in your schedule so it opens up some free time for you. um, get your family support in, network of friends, family, whoever you have, neighbors, whoever's close to you that can pitch in and help for the time being.
Mhm.
um, and with the understanding, you probably feel like you don't want to burden other people, but we can do this with the understanding that this is like a temporary plan. um, this will not last forever. Your 8-month-old baby will grow and start to need different type of care and not round the clock care. um, you'll be able to get more sleep. um, so we can look at how we can utilize the day differently and talk about a type of a schedule. I don't want to sit here and give advice, but we can work together, utilizing some different techniques to help you get through this situation.
Sure.
Because it sounds like you're doing okay with the other children because they're a bit older and more self independent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 8-month-old baby, he'll get there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to give you, if you follow me to the desk, I'll give you the information for what we just talked about, and then we can schedule a follow-up. We'll see you why don't we see each other before the weekend, catch up before the weekend? And if there's any problem before then, I'll assume that you'll call me.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
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 All right. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Want to flip?
Yes. Yes. Hi, Sam. Welcome back to see you today. How you doing?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm very well. It's good to see you. How is the baby?
He's okay.
How old is the baby again? Last time. How is the baby?
He's 8 months.
It's 8 months already.
Mm-hmm.
And how you acclimating with the new baby and the siblings at home?
Well, I tell most people everything is great, but it's honestly it's not. It's harder. I thought the more kids it would be easier, and I just don't think I made the right decision with having this last child.
Oh, wow. When you say it like that, was this a planned pregnancy? Did you guys decide to have the baby or?
We did plan for one last one, and this last baby would make 5. And that's what we wanted, 5 children. And I should be blessed that I have 5 healthy children, but this last one really did me in, and I honestly kind of regret it. I don't think I made the right decision.
When you say you regret it and you didn't make the right decision, how do you come into that conclusion? What is actually going on that gives you, that makes you have these thoughts and these feelings as far as this baby is concerned that you're regretting?
So when I had my first kid, it was a change.
Yes.
And then when I had a second child, it was a change, learning to juggle one child, 2 child versus one. And then when I had the third child and the fourth child, there really wasn't much difference. It was
Okay.
like, if you can juggle 2, you can juggle 4.
Okay.
And then this last one, it was a major change, and it seemed like this time it was a change for the worst. And I regret saying this, or I feel guilty when I say this, but I feel that things would be back to normal or easier if this last baby wasn't around.
Okay. And how do you plan on not having the baby around? Like you're saying that if the baby wasn't around, things would be back to normal. So have you thought about, ways that you want to eliminate the baby so the baby is not around in order to return to your previous um, functions?
I think about it. I think about the thought if the baby wasn't here. I think what makes me so upset and depressed is knowing that there's nothing I can do to make that happen, or there's nothing that I'm willing to do to make that happen. So, because I can't make the baby go away, I sleep all day and
Okay.
just try to forget about it.
So it really seems to me that since having the baby, things have changed emotionally and physically. You're not able to do the things that you used to do. And so with your sleep being affected, you're looking at the baby as if it's the problem, or the baby, you're saying that the baby is a problem.
Hmm.
Have you thought about, harming yourself or the baby, or any other
I
person?
think about it.
Yeah. You think about what kind of thoughts are you having? Like, what are you thinking about,
Nothing specific, but it's just, I just think, thoughts like, what if I could sleep forever? Or what if I could rewind to when before I got pregnant and didn't have a fifth child?
Okay. Have you discussed these feelings with anybody else, with your husband? Um,
A little bit, but not to the extent that I'm discussing with you.
okay. And I'm happy that you're here to see me. I really empathize that all this is going on, um, especially because you did very well, like you imply with the other 4 kids. You had everything under control. And this child, since you had the child, you become more depressed, you become more isolated, and really lack energy to do the things that you used to do. So if I was to send you home right now, do you have any plans of harming yourself or the baby, or endangering anybody else in your family?
I don't have plans, but I have thoughts about it.
You have thoughts about it. Okay. And so that to me implies that, yes, you're having these thoughts, yes, you're having these feelings, and you find yourself in this very difficult predicament. How would you, what could be different to help you manage the situation? Like if you were making a decision, not really thinking about walking away from the situation, not really like planning to harm yourself or anybody, but what in your environment could be different in handling these feelings that you're having and these thoughts?
I'm not sure. I feel like since the baby, I have less free time. I have less sleep. I have less time to focus on myself. I can't take a shower alone. I can't get a full night's sleep. I can't have free time. I can't exercise. I have no time to go out. I have no time to socialize. So that's why I wish or think about the baby not being here sometimes, but I would never act on that. I would never do anything. And I think that I'm coming here today because I know that there's no actions that I would take to make the baby go away. So I need to find an alternative method to deal with what I'm dealing with. I don't sleep, so it's making me depressed. So now I'm forcing myself to sleep more and missing out on doing things with my other children, like their homework, and giving them home cooked dinners where I'm just serving them quick, easy meals so that I could just doze off on the couch.
So tell me about the support system that you have at home. I know we talked about you having a husband who works, and
Hmm.
you're staying with the kids as a stay-home mother at this time. What other support system do you have in place at home?
Well, I have family, in-laws, and my family local, um, but my my husband doesn't know the extent of it. He just knows something's different about me, and he wants it to go back to normal. But he's not going to discuss it with his family, and I am too ashamed to tell my family. So our families think that everything is going
Okay.
okay.
Well, what you're exhibiting is clinical signs of postpartum depression.
Hmm.
And with this and the feelings that you're having, the weakness, the fatigue, the malaise, the inability to do the things that you used to do, I will continue seeing you here for therapy so we can find out strategies how to redirect these thoughts, these negative thoughts and feelings that you're having, into more positive and engaging ones to help you and your family. However, I would also have to engage you into giving me at least 3 names of people that you can call if you are really pushed by the wall, if you feel as if you are facing the wall and you have no other option, you're feeling that you're on the edge, you're having these suicidal thoughts and feeling that's harming yourself or the baby. So if we have a list of those people that you can call that can be backup for you, there's no reason being ashamed because what you're presenting is very real. It affects 1 in 3 women post having children. So it really doesn't matter if you're having a first child, a second child, the fifth child like you, or even the 10th child. Every pregnancy is different and every outcome is different. Okay, so recognizing that means that you need some help. So we'll write down the names of 3 individuals that you can call for emergency,
Mm-hmm.
that you trust, that you know that they will come in and they will rescue you in the meantime. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
do you have a name of 3 people that we can work with?
Yeah, I could think of 3 people.
Okay, so I'll put that in a flashcard for you. I'll also give you my number here at the clinic, my cell phone number, and an email address, or where you can send me a text.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'll make available the suicide prevention hotline number. It's a 1-800 number. It's toll
Mm-hmm.
free. So once you have those handy, and also of course there's 911. So these thoughts and feelings that you're having right now, you might just look at them as if it's thoughts and feelings, but they're so distorted that it can progress to actually you taking an action on it. And in order to prevent that from happening or to walk around that, once you have these numbers, these are, like a lifeline for you that you can use. Okay.
Okay.
Another resources that I know in the community that I can engage you in is actually, enrolling the older kids into Head Start. The other one, I know what, 2 years old, you have a 2-year-old, you have the 5-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and the other two already started school, correct? So the other ones that are going to school, if we have the 2-year-old and the 5-year-old into Head Start,
Mm-hmm.
which is, a program that is within the city, then you will be left with the baby. You have more time with the baby. And then you can use the baby and go for a walk, go to the mall, and do little things. It will be just one baby that you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You have that free time
That
to
sounds like heaven.
tell us, okay, good. So I'll get you connected. We have a social worker here. We can refer you into that, and they can enroll the kids there. They go in for 6 hours a day, which is a chunk of time that you can really, even if you were sleeping, but you feel rested. If the baby sleeps, you know what they say for new mothers. If the baby sleeps, you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
If the baby is awake, you're awake. So you want to try and catch in, that time when the baby is sleeping, instead of doing other things, go to sleep as well so you can feel rested, so you can feel energetic when you're taking care of the baby. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay. And also, once you start having this thought, instead of just sitting there with the baby at home and just or going to sleep because that's what you tend to be doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
that is not very good, because what that does is that those thoughts, those feelings can play into action when you're in isolated. What I recommend you do is get the baby on the stroller, drive to the mall, go where there's a crowd of people, call a friend, or go out for coffee. Go to the mall, just walk around in the mall. You don't necessarily have to buy anything, but just being in the presence of people, you might just find something that would distract you and then
Mm-hmm.
bring you back to reality. So really avoiding isolation is another way that you can deal with this or walk through these negative thoughts. And then, of course, I really employ that you continue to see me at least 3 times a week right now, until we really get a baseline plan, form
Mm-hmm.
some strategies on how we can manage things, and then we can go down to 2 times a week.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Okay. Good.
All right. Know that you're not alone in this, and at some point, if you do not mind, we can employ your husband to come in and really get him to understand that what you're having is not you being lazy. It's not you not wanting to be, you know, the hardworking, determined, and best wife that you've been in the past couple of pregnancies and past couple of years. that this is an actual disease process. This is a change in your biological system that is brought on after pregnancy. It's nothing by your fault. It's nothing by the baby's fault. It's hormonal changes that, builds up from all the stress that you've been having. And usually having this form of therapy help some of the women with these problems. Diverting their activity will help, but some women, ideal cases, usually resort to taking medications. So right now, medications might not look, it's not an option for you. We'll continue to see how we progress with, the therapy, the talk therapy, and working on strategies. And if you continue to have these feelings, continue to exhibit these tendencies, then I might refer you to a psychiatric for medications, just so that way these are the options.
Okay.
Okay. But I think that getting you for Head Start is definitely going to be a plus for you. And once the kids are in Head Start, you can also join other women that are in similar situations like you. Did you ever go to the Lamaze class during this particular pregnancy?
Not this one.
Not this one here. Well, they do have postpartum depression group that they run in the local hospital here at St. Luke's. They meet during the day and also in the evening at 6 o'clock. So once you have the kids for Head Start and you're free to bring the baby, So that's something that you can either go with the baby during the day or have the baby stay with the other children at home with your husband while you go for this 1 hour classes. So that way that you are not alone, because this is not an isolated incident, okay? And also being judged. Yes, you're thinking that, your family might judge you as far as, having this labeling or this diagnosis attached to you, but it's because they really don't know that this is what you're going through. You haven't found the time to talk to them, all right? So picking those close-knit family members like your mother-in-law or your sister and your mother and your husband, most importantly, and telling them truly, honestly, how you feel is a step in acknowledging that, yes, I have these feelings. Yes, I have this thought. Yes, I have this problem. It's not like they're going to freak out and say, oh, you're going to harm the babies, but they'll be much more supportive for you. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any weapons or in the house, like any guns or weapons in the house? No? Okay, that's good. Well, because if they were, then I'll say, it's good to secure it. I know you have the kids, secure it for safety. And again, with 24-hour agency, I'm there during the day and we have on-call staff. You have my number. If you call, I do not pick it. Do not imply that I don't want to talk to you or everybody's failing you, but rather try to call the 1-800 suicide prevention hotline, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see you. Hang in there. This is going to take time. This is a process. And as long as you're willing to work with me and work with the other disciplines that I have here in the practice, I think you'll be on a good track.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.